Howdy folks, we are here with another Age of the Ring Season 1 League cast. We have Misty Mountains, one of my favorite factions, played by Pool, and Conquistador as Lothlorien. This was a very long, at least the replay size was very large, so I assume it's a very long game. Hopefully we'll see lots of tier 4s get dropped and so on. Now, this patch, 9.0 and following, Misty Mountains Goblin spam has been extremely dominant. However, Lorien, at least so it seems to me, and keep in mind, well, that was a lot of ambient noise from some kind of boar, I guess. And the bear shall lie down with the elk, I guess. Anyway. Lorien seems like one of the factions that can actually trade pretty well and defend pretty well against the Goblin spam. They've got some cheap but very strong units out the gate. And it looks like Pool is going with Goblin spam. I assume he's going to do this tried and true strategy where, I forgot who came up with it, where you creep the troll lair and then you lead the troll, you kite it back to the enemy's base and let it just go haywire on the enemy's structures. And it looks like we're sending off a swordsman group to go harass. I assume we're not going to creep because they would get wrecked by wargs or trolls, which are the only creep players on the map. Got a barracks start here. No cavalry structure. Oh, coming in. We got the green pasture coming in. So we will see some cavalry here. A fourth goblin cave coming in. So when I faced Lorien as Misty, and keep in mind, I'm in the beginner bracket, so don't take this as, like, advice. Sort of like when a friend says you should do X, but they're not a doctor. Sort of like that. I like to go Mountain Orcs, and then I like to also get Cav at some point, pretty early in the game, because the archers will mow you down if you're fighting Lorien. Although, so far we got swords, pikes, and archers coming in. I assume to creep a little bit. He's missing that there's all these goblins killing this troll lair, and that they're going to be making a beeline for his base any minute now. But if you've seen Konkwi's casts of his, I would recommend. I generally don't like to watch a first personal point of view when you're casting Age of the Ring, because I find it kind of hard to watch the action and focus on what you want to see and look at. But Konkwi, it's very instructive to see how he's microing. So I would recommend like just watching a little bit at least of one of his casts of his own play. So definitely check that out. Frozen Wastes coming in. We have a tier 1 from Misty, slowing down the cav. And also Poison Blades coming in to help them trade a little bit better with this tier 1 infantry. They will go down here, so probably Pool will lose this crucial farm here. But the troll is just doing its own thing, the creep troll. And this back farm is going down for sure. There's no way it's going to be saved. Konkwi doesn't have enough units to save it. But Trample coming in, but look at that. I think with the stuck fix, Tramples are a little less overpowered, which is fine to me because they were, from what I understand, the delay fix for cavalry made cavalry tramples way too strong. And I do like this, that Konkwi is cycle trampling, and ideally he would have he's trampling back to the fort a little bit, so they have to follow and get a few snipes from the fortress. Generally speaking, if you're on defense, you fight under the fort when possible. And it looks like these, I mean, not really much worth saving a level 3 and level 2 goblin group. But they will get mowed down by the archers, just like I predicted. And Pool is well ahead on the creeping. Creeped the troll lair, creeped this warg lair with just going in, guns blazing, going in with just goblin spam to kill those cav. And they can do it in large enough clumps. They can kill these wargs over here, and even the trolls. And you saw them take out Lorien's tier 1 cav. Where is that? There it is. You saw them take out these cav, 450 a pop, 70 CP, and then 2 or 3 groups of goblins took them out. Now, in that case, I think that it is probably worth getting the arrow upgrade for the cavalry so they can stand back and shoot, and then they aren't pressured to go in. Like, when they're being damaged like this, they can snipe and then cycle trample when it's safer. Loses that back farm again. Poor Conquistador, not doing so well in harass. 425 CP to 700 CP. Pool is well ahead on map control and eco. I assume Muzgash or Great Goblin will be popping out pretty soon. That would be a good first hero pick. Especially if you got Mountain Orcs, I would definitely go with Muzgash. Because he also buffs them. And I don't know that you really need a tanky frontline hero quite yet. I mean, Muzgash should be fine against this army by Lorien. This farm will also go down, but see, the archer's getting all these free kills. So that's why I usually like to, okay, I'll get a gun to bad riders to counter this cav and also counter these archers from Lorien. Otherwise, the goblins just won't trade well if the enemy can survive up into the late game. They are coming as picked. Where are they coming from? They're coming, but from where? From this forward tunnel right here. Right in the river. I assume that is structurally unsound. Definitely going to get fined for that. And we have a arrow volley from Lorien. It does deal well with spam, and it reduces armor. Not so important, that part, against goblins, which are pretty weak. Have low armor anyway. The Cave Troll Destroyer might go down. Here's where I want the Cap to have bows. I would get the bow upgrade, and they would go... Ooh, getting a few goblins. Ooh, the Cav ran in at the very wrong... The worst time they could have run in. What is this, an acapella group? These 2 pikes coming out at the same time? Ugh. So, Konkwi is definitely on the back foot here. Although he is ahead in the spellbook. He's got the 2 tier 1s, and then he's also got almost tier 2. Whereas Pool has 5 points and tier 1 and tier 2. Frozen Waste is off cooldown and ready to go. Probably would want to pop it, not here, this group's dying, but maybe pop it on this group so they can get this key farm right here. And frankly, I think, how many level 2 farms does Konkwi have? Just 1? Yikes, Konkwi's in trouble here. 450 CP to 975. Pool should be feeling pretty good about the game so far, because I just don't see how Konkwi pulls it back. But I told you this is a big replay file, so something must happen. I wonder if the archers just sort of take over and start mowing down these goblins left and right. Green Pasture is getting attacked here, and there's this funky thing with replays where it's hard to click on the structure, but I don't think they're gonna get it. It's low though. It's got only a quarter or so of its health left. Now maybe a fifth. Who am I kidding? I can't read that precisely, the health bar. It would be cool if there was like a number there or something on all the buildings. Great Goblin, yep, called it. Great Goblin is here, so things went from bad to worse for Konkwi. We did get Sylvan Levy, which does get that dismounted Gilded Guard. And that does let you... Oh, and I didn't even see that. It was dropped in forward in the enemy's base, I think. The Gilded Guard that's dismounted lets you get resources per kill. So it is a nice slight buff on the eco. It's probably a good... I think it's a good choice for a tier 2 at this point, because he needed to pressure some bit. He needed to push back a little bit on Pool and counter with some aggression. And a summon's a good way to do that if you're on the back foot. Then you force the enemy to fight here and buy yourself a little bit of time and take their attention away from your base. So nice work there by Konkwi, buying that breathing space. Elvenhorn is off cooldown, it's ready to go. But he doesn't have much of an army to send in. Would be nice to drop lanterns right here on this big group here. Now, Great Goblin won't be affected, but you could still... Ooh, and Pool's going... His stuff's going in deep. I would just kill these outlying eco-structures. He's fighting under the fort, so must have had his attention drawn somewhere else for a bit. He is going to get this green pasture. The cavalry hasn't paid off too well anyway. Musgash is also on the field, so 2 heroes for Pool. None for Konkwi that I think I've seen so far. Could pick a second tier 2 here. And we do have Wereworm. Uh-oh. Huorn is picked. Okay, excellent. So the Pikes will hard counter it. But we'll see how things shape up here. Oh, we have teched up the barracks to get the Pathstalkers. Interesting choice. They are fast, but they don't have a lot of armor, so I wonder how well they'll trade against Goblin spam. Frankly, I don't think I've seen them used that way before, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. 725 CP. So, as I said, Konkwi's really good at micro. So as he's fighting off this huge purple clump in his base, he is sending out units to harass the enemy's eco. So look, he's pulled quite a few battalions back to Pool's base so he can fight off these forays here. And let's see how well they trade. Pathstalkers really are a cool unit. Pathstalkers and Handmaidens, I think, are really nice innovations by the... And the concession! I thought this was a huge replay! But, okay, so Konkwi does take the loss against Pool there. Goblin spam is just really hard to beat this patch. It feels like maybe Cav should be a little stronger against it or something. Like maybe the HP of Goblins should be reduced. I don't know. But cool to see that replay. And good game, well played to both players. And see you all for another Age of the Ring cast another time.